What's up, fragrance family and friends? I'm Tommy with Studio Sense, and welcome to today's video, which is a part 2 of a massive cheapy fragrance haul. If you were able to tune into yesterday's video, I went over 5 fragrances. Today we're going to do the same thing and finish up these 10 fragrances with these 5 more. So when we come back, we're going to get to tearing some cellophane off boxes, going over notes just like yesterday. I'll give you my initial knee-jerk reaction, and hopefully add an additional 5 fragrances to your hidden gem collection. That and more, so stay tuned. Welcome back, everyone. As mentioned, today is a part 2 of a massive cheapy fragrance haul. I've got 5 fragrances to go over. I'll leave a link above me here if you want to check out part 1 and you didn't check it out yesterday. Let's go ahead and jump right into today's unboxing and first impression of these latter 5. The very first fragrance we're going to take a look at is from a Japanese design house called Sakamichi. Ice Platinum. As you can tell by the box, this is all platinum. It says Ice Sakamichi Paris and Platinum on the bottom. And there we go. Very clearly an Issey Miyake lookalike. We've got Sakamichi Platinum. On the bottom it tells us it's a 100 ml bottle and it is an eau de parfum concentration. Let's talk about the note breakdown. Rosemary, bergamot, violet leaf, and lavender can be found in the top. You've got clary sage, cedar, white florals, possibly neroli, jasmine, a floral center to this fragrance, resting on a base of amber, musk, tonka bean, cedar, and sandalwood. Let's check out that juice. Well, atomizer is actually pretty decent. Sprays on a ton of juice. This is another Dior Sauvage. Okay. This is definitely a clone of Dior Sauvage. It's a little bit different clone than what did we do? Glen Perry Unpredictable Noir yesterday. It was a kind of a sharp, lightly scratchy, soapy version. This is very much more Prada Carbon-esque than it is Dior Sauvage. It's a little bit balsamic. You've got the powdery balsamic in there, which is a signature, an earmark of Prada Carbon. But for a cheap fragrance, guys, this is under $15. It's projecting really well. So as a clone of either Prada Carbon or Dior Sauvage, more likely Sauvage, but again, it's on the carbon side of things, softer, not quite as scratchy and ambroxany. I don't know that I'm gonna use the word win, but I definitely like this. It's not bad. I'd rather wear carbon than something like this. Like if you feel like someone, like a family member or a friend might like carbon, but you don't wanna splurge on buying a Prada product, this is gonna be next best bet. Sakamichi's Ice Platinum. Our next cheapy fragrance we're gonna take a look at is from the house of Iceberg. They wanted to design a fragrance that was masculine, that kind of featured their trademark, which is fresh, clean, but also the very classic man. The clear acrylic says Iceberg 1974 on the top. The base is just, the bottle's just kind of resting on, so you pop that right off. Since 1974 for him, 100 ml bottle, eau de parfum. So it is an eau de parfum concentration. If you have a gerbil or something, you could probably put this sweater on it. Just pull this down around the bottle, take the sweater off your fragrance. This does look like a classic fougere barbershop fragrance for men, but what about the note breakdown? You've got bergamot, Guatemalan cardamom, and dried fruits in the top. You've got nutmeg and lavender in the heart. You've got ambroxan, patchouli, and guaiac wood in the base. So yeah, kind of sort of a classic man's fragrance. Let's check out what it smells like. Top of the bottle has Iceberg on the lid. Sprays a good bit of juice, decent atomizer. Got kind of a black and white stripe around the middle of the bottle, gives it a classic look. Okay, good, that's nice. So it's not a clone of anything. It's definitely a brighter, fresh spring and summer fragrance. It's kind of like trying to be a signature scent and riding the line down the middle. So this is kind of what I would term an all weather wear fragrance all year long and any occasion, which is smart for a flagship fragrance. It's lightly sweet, it's very masculine, it's very woody, kind of citrusy in the open there, but that sweetness seems to be staying. Giving it a little bit of dryness and richness in the heart is that nutmeg and lavender, ambroxan in the base, giving it its volume and its longevity. Nice spring and summer fragrance. Casual wear fragrance, perfect office scent. Nice citrusy, woody with a little bit of ambroxan to give it that modern spin and feel. Our next scent comes from a house that I've really come to enjoy lately, that is Roger and Gallet. The cellophane got tore off on this one, so sorry about that. The box was slightly damaged when it arrived, so I just took it was like hanging off of it anyway, so I took it off. But it's the basic Roger and Gallet presentation. The box itself has their kind of crest stamp on the front, L'Homme Menthe. This is an eau de toilette concentration 100 ml bottle. On the very back, it actually gives in French and English the note breakdown. Essences of bergamot, basil, peppermint, and spearmint. You've got lavender and clary sage absolutes. You've got essences of cardamom, black pepper, and guaiac wood. This is very similar to like Givenchy Gentleman cologne kind of thing, which also featured not only iris, but also mint. Typical Roger and Gallet bottle, they have two types of bottles, the circular, the round, and then the square. This is the square type. The bottles look nice, feel nice, are compact, and sit well on the shelf. But what about that juice? Atomizers are typically really good on these. Oh yeah, super nice, very tight, no leakage. Sweet, very, very nice, very green. I like this a lot. This is similar to Boss Bottled Unlimited, but it's got more of a, definitely got more of a mint, like a cooling mint sensation or feel, similar to Guerlain L'Homme Ideal Cool, which is really nice as well. It's a very minty, fresh fragrance, and if you like anything about that, you'll really enjoy this. I can attest to the quality of Roger and Gallet. The bearing and the presence of the fragrance is about average in terms of sillage, but it's just a really fresh, nice, well put together product. They use some really good ingredients. It's very masculine, very fresh. This one came out in 2019, Roger and Gallet's L'Homme Menthe, definitely a win. Next up in our cheapie list, second to last, is a fragrance from Frank Olivier. Sun Java Intense. Let's check out that presentation. Sun Java for men in silver and Intense in red. This is an eau de parfum concentration similar to Iceberg, and it is a 75 ml bottle. So pop this out. I like this bottle, that is cool. It's very weighty, looks really nice. What about that juice? This came out in 2019. It features bergamot, mandarin orange. You've got peppermint in the top. You've got a heart of geranium, rose, pepper, and saffron, resting on a base of rosewood, cedar, amber, musk, and tobacco. So one of my favorite ingredients to be in the base of anything or in the heart of anything is tobacco. It just adds that richness that it's needing to give it that masculinity that we're all looking for in a fragrance. Let's check out the juice. Nice. So the spray comes out in a very wide pattern in a burst. Definitely doing its own thing, definitely not a clone of anything. Very fresh, very citrusy, lightly sweet, oriental fragrance. Now this is what I mean by fresh is that this is the kind of oriental fragrance that you can wear in spring and summer. It's not gonna be oversaturated or choke anyone out around you like a typical winter fragrance that is oriental. You've got some citruses in here, you've got some spices, you've got some florals, and you've got some woods, and you've got even the addition of richer elements. This is one of those tobaccos that's lightly sweet, almost like a Swisher Sweet kind of tobacco. So it's very, very alluring, very magnetic. This would be a great date night scent. You could wear this dressed up, you could wear it casually. This to me is definitely what I would term a hidden gem. Very inexpensive, very nice. You're not gonna smell it out there on anyone else. Not everybody's wearing this, I'm just saying. So it's gonna be one of those scents that's relatively unique, very inexpensive, very, very wearable. Frank Olivier's Sun Java Intense for men is definitely a win. Our very last cheapie that we're gonna look at is from the house of Vermeil. Vermeil Double Black. It is in a plastic case, so the front opens like that, fragrance pops out, and it looks like a lighter. You've got kind of a satin or eggshell finish, and then you've got vermeil and double black on the bottom and silver. You've got that satin black finish and then a shiny black for the atomizer. What about the juice? What's inside the bottle? Black currant, mandarin orange, bergamot, and galbanum in the top. Freesia, you've got lily of the valley, and then a white violet leaf in the heart, resting on a base of cedar, oak moss, musk, and patchouli. Our last tester strip of the day. Wow, that's terrible. That is an awful. All right, so along with spraying, it also spits a little bit, so that's a bonus. So not a clone of anything, but it's very light. This is a very light, I guess coming from this, which is very intense, this just seems very light to me, especially for a black fragrance. So, and I sprayed it about 10 times, so I'm wearing it. That's actually not bad. Let me actually spray it on skin. This may be one of those where it seems very, very watered down. It's a very light fragrance. I expect it to be a little bit heavier of a fragrance, especially double black. So you think of a formula, you think doubling it up on it. That's definitely not double anything. It's not an unpleasant fragrance. I like the smell. The smell's okay. It's just, you're not getting a lot of it. It's almost like a very, very remote fragrance, like a skin scent. That's our last fragrance out of our 10 that we've featured in the last 2 days in this massive cheap fragrance haul. You may have noticed that the very first fragrance I talked about, which was from Drapery's Yes I Am the Star, is very similar to Tom Ford's Black Orchid. This particular iteration, which came out in 2020. If you're a fan of Tom Ford's Black Orchid, you'll probably really like Yes I Am the Star. Guys, thanks so much for checking out part 2 of my massive cheap fragrance haul, because that's really my goal, is to find really inexpensive fragrances that are of high quality, that are unique for you guys and for myself. Thanks so much for checking out my video today, and as always, thank you so much for your support on my channel. I'm Tommy with Studio Sense, and I'll see you tomorrow.